Hi everyone, my name's Mark Stevenson and I'm interviewing Dan RETIEF, the well-known and respected sports journalist here in South Africa. Your thoughts on the week that has passed, Dan?
Thank you, Mark. I must say I was quite disappointed in the test in Buenos Aires. The Springboks played 2 sessions against 14 men. I felt they could have put it away. At the beginning of the test match, the Kiwi ref, James Dolman, I thought he was having a very good game. He was in charge, he was clear, we knew what he was doing. But for me, there was a problem with the Springboks, and that was chirping at the referee. Too much chatter. And Willie Leroux was the main culprit here. He was a bit wise-ass. He got into every little melee, talked too much, and at one stage I actually tweeted, they said, we need to be careful, somebody's going to be yellow carded here. And then at some point, Chris Hart, the TMO, got very involved in the game and the decision started going against us. And I think the Springboks need to take that on board, all this Willie Leroux getting into the talk and being busy with that and then getting yellow carded, because referees are only human. They eventually become incredibly irritated with all the chirping, and maybe when they had a chance to send Willie Leroux to the sin bin, they did so. This weekend, a very interesting one. Chris Hart is again the TMO, and so that we now know what to expect from him. He's a bit pedantic. And then we might even have Murphy's Law come into play, because Damon Murphy from Australia, a former Sevens international, not very experienced in 15s, he will control the game. And there's another Murphy, Frank Murphy, on the touchline. So Murphy's Law could well be in play. And that's it. We've now beaten Argentina, and we will know on Saturday morning exactly what we have to do to win the Rugby Championship. New Zealand play Australia early in the morning. The Wallabies will be very fired up. They're still very angry about Mathieu Reynolds calling off the game early for time wasting. I thought it was a good call. I thought he had warned them. But the Aussies will take great heart from the fact that they came back so well in that test match. Can they beat New Zealand in Eden Park, in Auckland? It's doubtful, but the Springboks will know what to do. First prize for the Boks is the Wallabies beat New Zealand. That then means the Boks only have to beat the Pumas to win the championship. Next best, the All Blacks beat the Wallabies, but they don't get a bonus point. Then the Springboks know they have to beat the Pumas and get a bonus point. The worst scenario is the All Blacks beat the Wallabies, they beat them well, they get a bonus point, then it's a tough job for the Springboks. Then they have to beat the Pumas, and they will probably have to beat them by quite a big margin to overturn the points differential. Interesting Springbok side, Frans Steyn back at fly-off for the first time in a long time. You know, he made his name as an inside centre at the Rugby World Cup in '07. He's been mostly your utility, your man from all seasons, but he's a good choice. He's an outstanding goalkeeper, if a bit cumbersome at the moment. Peter Steff back in the side. He's more of a natural flanker than Mostert, although Mostert, what a brave player. He just gives his best all the time. And for the rest, the Springboks are pretty much settled into, instead of now the bomb squad, they send them on early and they diffuse whatever bombs the Argentinians would have and get us into a lead quite early on. I have a feeling we're going to have to go for the big win and just put it all out there. And that makes it very exciting. So a prediction, I have a feeling the All Blacks are going to confound us. They're going to win. They're going to beat the Wallabies with that bonus point, and it's going to be too much for the Springboks to do.
Thanks, Dan. Always a joy to listen to you. Cheers.